Perfect Talk is what it do. It's your guy DJ Playboy back in the building, rocking out with you, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. On this episode, we got to talk about your man Diddy. Amid all these allegations, he had to step down from his position at Revolt. Also, T.I. went viral twice. I'm gonna let y'all know why. Young Thug's trial finally started, and his lawyer's been getting real creative with his name and lyrics. And also, I've been seeing a lot of so-called security guards wilding out nowadays, man. And I think we gotta shine a light on that. We got that and much, much more. It's Perfect Talk, baby. What's good, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy back in the building for another episode of the Perfect Talk podcast. Y'all are in for a jam-packed show, man. I'm in the building with my dog, my partner, my guy, Spec. What's good, brother?
What's good, Play?
Yo, happy to be here with you, man.
Yes, sir.
How's life?
Man, it's Friday. TGIF.
It's Friday.
For real.
Whatever day they listening to, it's Friday for us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, make it y'all Friday, though. You know what I mean?
Today is Friday, people.
Yeah. We usually record on Fridays. If you see me and Spec in the building, it's typically on a Friday. Maybe we might have did a couple Saturday ones, maybe ones. Yeah.
Friday is typically the day, though.
Yeah, it works out. It works out good because it's always a good way to end the week. It's like a nice therapeutic session. You know what I'm saying? But anything new happen? Anything else?
No, not what was it? Been couple weeks? 2 weeks?
Thanksgiving was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So
it wasn't this past Thursday. It was the Thursday before.
Yes, yeah. It wasn't yesterday. It was last week.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving. Family came through, chowed down. I got a lot of rest.
First time hosting in this crib?
No. Oh no. Yeah. It was.
Okay.
Because we went down last year, and then the year before that, I think it was COVID.
Got you.
And so we
that got us out of a lot of stuff, man. That got us out of a lot. Man.
Yeah. So it was cool. I was MIA a lot. I had work. I had stuff to do.
Holidays need to be like that. Like, we deserve holidays too, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool, maybe sometimes we'll travel, but we deserve a nice little, like, yo, let me get a day. You know what I mean?
No, I'm just not a people person, so.
You never have been.
Even if it's my family.
Yeah. Me and Spec lived together in college for, 2 or 3 years? I'm going to say 2, I think.
2.
Yeah. And he definitely has always not been a people person. It depends what people came over.
For sure.
But nah, that's to this day, man. That's been Spec. But one thing I always took is like he was always a lone wolf in terms of y'all. I'm not waiting for y'all. I'm going to the gym. I don't need to walk in.
Do my own thing.
Yeah. I always thought that was a good trait of yours that I always try to like emulate. Like, yo, just keep it moving. You can't wait for the crowd or whatever, man. What's new with me? Almost lost my phone this week. And the funny thing is, I heard a crazy story about someone who lost their phone the same day, just about how they got into all their accounts. Well, they got an Android. Well, I think you an Android. So I don't know how they got in so easy. Maybe he just ain't had the security on it, but he ended up bad, and it was in a foreign country, yeah. And got locked out of all his accounts. And I was like, yo, that's ironic, because that same day I was in the gym, and I went from just one machine to another machine, but I got the music blasting in my AirPods. But the music don't stop, you know what I'm saying? Unless you get too far. So I had did a whole nother set on a different workout.
That's crazy.
And then I came over, but I can't front. I think the culprit, the newfound spandex.
Okay.
That these girls are wearing, it's like it contours. Hear me out. No, the way that they stitching it gives them more of a butt.
Oh, you talking about like the ones that have like the grab, not like it's they're not like smooth. They have like
there's different textures on it as you go down. But if you look at the stitching,
but it has like stitching like towards the top of the back.
Yeah, that kind of brings it in.
Yeah, like rides it up in there.
Yeah, and exactly,
rides it up in there.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like permanent wedge. Permanent wedge, yes, I blame you. If I was I'd have went to the front there and be like, her, she walking around like
them leggings are crazy.
Yo,
so, them shits ain't normal leggings.
I understand why there's so many gym confrontations nowadays. Because there be two types of gym confrontations. It'd be the girls that confront the guys that are like looking at their butts, and then there's the one where the guys are going up to the girls. And you're like, yo, I didn't ask to be part of your video. I don't care
you
if
seen those?
Yeah. But them is mad because of the way her ass look. He's sexually frustrated. That's why he walking over there like with that much. Why would you be that mad?
Ladies, let me just say this. It doesn't even matter where you at. If you're gonna wear something, that you know is gonna catch a dude's eye, it is what it is. Like, you can't be in the gym wearing them leggings that ride all the way up in there and not expect to get reactions.
And I'm gonna talk to the fellas. Fellas, the whole room has mirrors. You ain't gotta be that obvious. You know what I'm saying? I get when you with your homies, the testosterone's flowing, but y'all ain't gotta be that obvious.
Sometimes dudes get stuck. They don't even realize it. They just in the twilight zone.
You making it hot for everybody. Now she ain't gonna come in no more. She gonna go join the more expensive gym. We have Planet Fitness, $10. There's a reason we all here. Don't ruin it for everybody because you don't know how to act. You know what I mean? Nah, but everybody needs to behave themselves. I think that's what it comes down to. I'd have been tight if I lost my. Yo, bro, I'd be lost without my phone. I'm using my phone for everything. I was like, her butt really made me walk away from my phone. That's crazy, bro. Oh, man, what else is going on, man? We got to take it. It's that time of the show, Spec. We got to take it to Plicker's Spotlight Story, man. We got to shine a light on what's going on in these streets.
Okay.
I'm seeing too much energy from celebrity security. Too much celebrity security energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the day, remember The Bodyguard? Remember the movie The Bodyguard? Yep. Whitney Houston, yep. Kevin Costner. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got a hit out on your life. You get the bodyguard to come through. He gonna, you know what I mean? He gonna hold it down. He gonna protect you. I'm seeing a little bit too much security just taking an extra role. You know what I mean?
Like what?
I'd rather show you than tell.
Okay.
Let's see. So the first one came from Nardo Wick. You familiar with Nardo Wick?
I know Nardo Wick.
Yeah, okay. Nardo Wick's a rapper. He went viral this week for all the wrong reasons. There's a video of him getting approached by a fan. Caution, you know what I mean? This is violent. You know what I mean? So put the kids away. So this dude walks up on him, freezes, and then finishes. His homeboy finishes it. Roll him. Finish him. Okay. Now, that's disturbing to see, man.
So, I assume the fan was trying to take pictures?
Fan ran up on him. He wanted a picture.
Nah, so when you said secure, you meant the boys. Those don't look like bodyguards. Those look like homies.
But like that is his security. So
right. Technically, yeah.
Yeah, that's what was being.
Nah, you need to get professional security.
A lot of people do because that's
your
a trend.
Your crew gonna get you. Your boys from the block, they just gonna get you in trouble.
So let me show you another one. Now, I don't know if this is a boy from the block, what it is. But this is Sexy Red. I showed this on another episode. But basically, if you look real quick, this dude right here is going to touch your butt. You seen it? Hold on.
Damn, that was...
He was playing in this.
Damn.
So she tells the dude carrying her who's her security, right? And then it don't end good for him.
Oh wait, the dude that she sicked on him?
So the dude that touched her butt was like the security of the venue. So those are all his homeboys with the security shirts on. She sent her security guard at him. Like, yo, he just touched my butt, da 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 da. So that was another one that I thought was a little wild. You know what I mean? Because she was carrying her out. Yeah, you supposed to take her that way. You know what I'm saying? You came back for an altercation. That could have got bad for her. Because the dude that she was over there left with, he ain't look like he could protect her if something crazy had popped off. So that was another one. There's another one. This one's an influencer security. Okay. So now he a streamer. Okay. You know what I'm saying? This is this dude's security. This one went viral too. This is around Halloween time. That's why they dress like this. she's like a streamer, OnlyFans, and this dude is another security guard of a streamer, a different streamer.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, if you watch it again, his glasses fly off like a cartoon character, bro.
Damn. Damn.
So basically, a streamer named Jack Dowdery. Jack Doherty?
Mhm.
Jack Doherty? How you pronounce that?
Jack
Doherty,
yeah,
right?
shit, I don't know. Doherty.
Yeah, but that guy's Jack Dowdery security. And Jack actually posted my security just got knocked out. My security just knocked out a guy live on my kick. Like
On my Kick.
Yeah, like his kick stream. So basically
So Kickstream is the name of the
platform that they doing.
Okay.
So he wanted to get Karina Kampf. She's an OnlyFans girl. She's a streamer.
Mm-hmm.
She got the Hevs. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to get her on stream. She didn't want to be on his stream. So then that's where the altercation started.
Oh.
And then the dude was like, yo, just walk. He ain't like him telling him to walk. I think we're having a little bit too much of security taking things upon themselves. Like the security's supposed to protect people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like especially in the Nardo Wick situation. Like homie was severely injured. You know what I mean? Nardo Wick got on live and made a whole like apology.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was like, yo, I don't condone that. The mom had originally posted it.
You do condone it. I mean, you know who you rolling with. So I don't want to hear that.
He's also the dude is a 20-year-old. It's not like a kid. But
you talking about Nardo?
No, well, Nardo's 21 or something like. Nardo's pretty young too. But the fan was like a 20-year-old. You know what I mean? Like not a full adult, but obviously old enough to get like arrested or should know a little bit better. But that's like just looks like a good kid. His mom, had posted what happened, and then she was like, "Yo, like look at what they did to my son." Yada yada yada. And Nardo Wick, he took to social media. He said, I don't condone what happened to my fan George after my show in any type of way. I expressed to him and his mama how sorry and concerned I was that it happened to him multiple times before anything was ever posted on the internet. I sent his mama my number instantly that night it happened. I was going to make a post to try to find out who he was before his mama texted me. I can't condone another grown man actions. I ain't know what happened. And I was made aware when it happened. I tried to stop it, as you can see in the video. So if you watch the video, I can show it to you again. It does look like somebody like kind of jumps in, and I was like, I think that's him. That's Nardo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I couldn't tell, but okay.
He's trying to stop it, as you can see in the video. And if somebody got the longer video, you can see how mad I was. I love and appreciate all my fans and don't condone in what happened at all. That shit ain't gangster.
I mean, you got to check your crew.
Yeah, you definitely got to be in charge of your crew. But what? All right. So here's the two things I want to say. Security, I don't condone that in any type of way. That's corny. You could if you needed him to move away from y'all because y'all felt unsafe. And I'm not saying these guys are security because they don't look like professional security. But if you felt threatened by this dude running up on you, which is not out the realm of possibility.
They didn't. They didn't feel threatened by him.
They didn't. I believe they weren't. But let's say they were. Just because PTSD, somebody might have ran up on him in the past. You could have moved him away. You could have as a threat. Mm-hmm. Without doing that, without sucker punching him in the face like that, and then the other dude cleaning it up. So that's corny. That shouldn't have been done by any means. But white America, you got to realize that some of these dudes have been through some stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Have been through PTSD, and you running up on them behind like a vehicle like that could set something off. You know what I'm saying? They could think you just a decoy to something coming up behind them. You know what I mean? And they just offended that you got the drop. Like, why he get that close to us? You know what I'm saying? So all sides have to be better at this. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to approach celebrities. There's a way to want to get a picture, and there's also a way for security to act. You know what I mean? Like, don't act like the cornball that used to get bullied in school, and now you trying to get your revenge.
Yeah, I mean, you typically don't see professional security act in these even the big dude from the influencer security. That's not real security. That's just a big dude that
I think he's done celebrity security.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know if he's trained as a.
Yeah, I highly doubt it. He just, but I mean, yeah, you gotta know better. You can't just go
because as
knocking people out.
But as the victim, nobody cares who the security guard is. They care about who the money is.
Oh yeah, because that's who they're gonna sue.
And they're gonna be like, he acted in
your behalf.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know what I'm seeing out here, and I don't like this trend I'm seeing. But celebrity security, I gotta fall back. I said it on a previous episode. Help people get from point A to point B. Help them get their bags, which y'all doing too much right now, and it's gonna end with somebody being made an example of.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? We don't want it to get to that point. So everybody got to do better, man. But that's just something I wanted to shine a light here. But I got my guy Spec in the building. Whenever Spec's in the building, we like to get into Spec segment. And that's put some respect on his name.
Let's do it.
My name come up, respect.
Yeah. Let's go.
Stop playing with my name.
If you don't know, this is when Spec lets me know if he got respect or speculation for just a couple topics. I done heard some things in the past couple weeks, and Spec, I gotta know. Fat Joe, the BX's own. If you don't know, my man Spec is from the Bronx. He represents it all day, every day. Favorite team, the Yankees.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? What part of the Bronx you from? You had to think about it. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't the South Bronx. I grew up around Fordham Road in the Bronx.
Okay, yeah, people know Fordham Road if they're not from the Bronx. They know Fordham Road at least. So,
yes, sir.
So Fat Joe goes by the nickname Joey Crack. I think he posted it on social media, posted it on X, and said the origin story of Joey Crack, where that name came from.
Okay.
I'll read you the X post. They call me Joey Crack because the crack of my ass show whenever I stand up. Girls in my hood gave me the name. It was never because of the drug crack. God is great. But you not even letting me finish that? I think I know what your answer might be. But in terms of Fat Joe's name, you got respect or you got a little bit of speculation to that one?
That's crazy. Like, who was he being interviewed by?
He tweeted it, but he also, they said this isn't the first time, and according to Complex, that he explained where the name came from. In 2019, Angie Martinez hosted a series called The Untold Stories of Hip Hop. This is where he said, hold on. Oh yeah, he said, so in 2019, he explained the story and said he got it when his pants were sag, girls would laugh. And he also spoke about it in 2021, said my pants used to sag and the girls in the projects would say Joey Crack. Everybody officially knows in Jersey where Joey Crack comes from. They see my ass completely.
To be honest, I believe that story.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it originated,
Yeah.
and then as he got older and got into the rap game, it was because I know he did sell drugs, and so I mean I'm already being called Joey Crack. Why
not make it?
So, but I do believe the sagging story, and I believe that.
So that's you had the same reaction I had when I heard that when he was explaining the name. I was already just going into it with speculation. Then when I even heard the story, I was like, whatever. Well, no, excuse me. Before I heard it, I was just like. Fat Joe is a little bit more corporate now in terms of his success. Because, he does interview. I think he does a live interview series, I think, online. I know during the pandemic he was doing it. I think he still is. Or if not, I think he does it in person with him now. Like, he sits down with him. Well, because he did it with Jada Pinkett not too long ago. He's a little bit being accepted by corporate America. So I'm like, whatever name he's going to put out, he has to kind of like sway it away from that drug meaning. So I was like, I was going into it with ears hearing it. But hearing that, I was like, I knew a lot of fat dudes that like stood up and they would just, what I'm saying, we play football, play tackle football or something like that, and they get up and they whole ass crack hanging out.
And back then, it was cool for your pants. I mean, it's still, I guess, cool for your pants to
but
sag.
But like fat dudes, they would sagging too much. They like plumber sagging now.
Plumber sagging.
I got a little bit of speculation still that's not why we call you that, but
well, no, that's not why we call him that.
Yeah,
but I do believe that's maybe where his name originated from.
Another thing I seen with my guy Joey Crack, let me see this, was he was speaking on just Young Thug situation, and this is another interview I think that was with the Complex. I saw this reported in Complex, excuse me. He said that, I think he sat down with Gail. You know how Gail's been doing a lot of these interviews now with rappers and whatnot.
Yep.
Gail King. The headline says, Fat Joe says, I've lied in almost 95% of my songs. Defends Young Thug amid lyrics being used in RICO trial. The quote here. Basically, Fat Joe was saying it's unfair that the prosecution is going that route of using Young Thug's lyrics because they're not factual. And they know that it's not factual. And they were talking about his own music. He said, I've been rapping professionally for about 30 years. I've lied in almost 95% of my songs. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. I write like I feel that day. I'm just being creative. You couldn't build a jail high enough for the lyrics I've said on songs which are all untrue. I got a lot of respect for that too. I think that is something that he feels more comfortable saying at this point in his career.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really break down rappers, I think a lot of they can't be doing that many drugs. They can't be doing that many crimes. They can't be, you know what I mean? That's not the life that they're living. So
I think that's certainly not the life of the rappers we know, right? I think this younger generation is a bit different. I do believe that the younger generation, which is why Young Thug is, and I think they may be, telling the truth in a lot of their lyrics, like a little too specifically. And so I do believe like rappers in our era, they certainly wasn't doing that. They weren't detailing crimes, definitely not. And it was more about the art of, hip hop and like Joey Crack said, just being creative. And, most rappers, they lie. I mean, but nowadays coming up, lied. They was just being creative in their storytelling.
I don't think
not lied, but just being creative in their storytelling. Maybe like how you fluff your resume, or
yeah. Because basically they would talk about possibly things they've been through, but not in the specifics, and they would change enough of it,
or they would be talking about people they know, but what they've been through versus, but I'm talking like it was me, but I didn't go through that. I know somebody who went through that.
I think 50 changed that a lot when he came out because he was just one. I feel like
that's why people gravitated to him so much because it was just so real. Oh my god!
Well, it was a cardinal sin, and remember in hip hop, he's like, "Yo, he said your name on a record." It was rappers would diss each other, and you'd be like, kind of like. Hidden
sneak this,
you'd have to like kind of know the messages behind
it.
But then when like yo, somebody say your name on a record, that was like the top thing. He's saying mad rappers' names on his first record. You know what I'm saying, that we heard him on. But then also as his career went on, later in his career when he's dropping Many Men, when he's dropping all of that, it's like, is this true? Is this, you know what I mean? You try to like compare it to stuff you hearing out there that might be true or false or whatever. Yeah, I think 50 had a lot to do with that. And also. Remember when Prodigy came out with his book?
Yep.
I think he was naming a lot of people in that book by like he didn't change the names to protect people, and like Nori, remember him and Nori had like a little bit of issue, a squabble after that or whatever, because of it talked about some past thing that they had been through or whatever, and it was just like, I think it started being like, well, now prove how much you really do this or really, and then that's evolved into what we're seeing now with like the drill rap, unfortunately.
That's crazy that you even bring that. I never even thought about it like that, but I mean, I would say that's pretty spot on. Because before 50, hip hop, it was in a different space. Now, I don't want to say it wasn't soft, but it was. I feel like we got away from like the gangster rap. And he kind of brought it back to that.
It was a little bit more gentlemanly, even though it was rap. It was hard. Like, think about before Ether and Takeover, right? That was like the peak. If you really do your history, Jay-Z and Nas was like subliminally dissing each other for a lot of tracks before that, and it was like. Like I said, it was like, when you mean it, just say his name. You know what I'm saying? When you're ready for it, it's like, just say his name. So it was like, that was kind of like a hidden code. Like, LL Cool J dissing Cannabis on the song that Cannabis was on, still didn't say his name. But you kind of like had to I'm like, well, you know what I mean? It was like almost confusing a little bit. And it was just like, but yeah, I think it brought another level to it. But we're seeing the pitfalls of that now because it brings me to our next story, Young Thug's court trial. began, and some things that we saw going on was his lawyer was just pulling up from the logo, bro. He like, man, let me see what I could get. But what my theory is the lawyer's getting ahead of the prosecution using Young Thug's lyrics.
Oh, for sure.
In ways that, like we just described, it could be to his detriment. But one of the things that the lawyer said that I want to know if you got a little bit of respect or speculation for was he made an acronym for what Thug stands for. And said that Young Thug, the Thug in his name, stands for truly humble under God. I want to get the exact quote.
Himself and as many others out of this endless cycle of hopelessness. He would be truly humble under God. That's what thug means. And what you'll learn is that Jeffrey just released with Sergio Kitchens, performed known as Gunna, a song that is wildly popular. It's around the globe. It's called Pushin P. And it's positivity. It means any circumstance you're in, if you think positively about something, you can make it through. You're pushing positivity. You're pushing P.
This isn't a federal trial, right?
Isn't it? I thought it was a RICO.
But is it state? But is RICO federal though?
No.
You can't televise. I thought you can't televise
That is
federal
true.
trials.
That is true. Okay, yeah, so no.
But spec. Respect or speculation? You think Thug stands for truly humbled under God, and that Pushin P stands for pushing positivity?
Listen, I mean, kudos to the lawyer. I mean, he made a good argument. I don't buy it, but I mean, hey, I think he made as good of an argument against, for that as you're gonna get. I mean, I don't think you can't sway that any other way. So,
I respect. Yeah, I got respect for the attempts.
I mean, he made it sound. I mean, if you can help me, change these people's lives, my hood, my peoples, I will be truly humbled under God.
He gonna come up with an acronym for slime. He gonna come up with an acronym for everything.
He is.
Yeah. For anything that he come up, like he just gonna.
And Gunna nor Thugger ever really said what pushing P.
Yeah.
That's the beauty. So I am pushing positivity in everything that I do. That's why I'm so successful.
They definitely were smart to keep that very ambiguous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was gonna be. I respect the attempt, bro. Like I said, if I was like R. Kelly, yo, get this nigga for my lawyer, bro. I'm fighting for my life. I'm like, this nigga know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But I respect the attempt, man. I hope Young Thug can make it out of this. I guess you know what I'm saying. I hope justice is served. Cause it's looking crazy. It's looking crazy. It's looking wild.
And all just to piggyback off of this in terms of prosecutors using rappers' lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a problem with it. Because especially in today's day, and knowing what today's rappers, how they're literally detailing crimes in their songs, I don't have a problem. I mean, you can't be that dumb.
Yeah.
Like you can't and expect. So no, I don't have a problem with it. Rap is an art form. You need to be more artistic in your storytelling.
Well, what I'll say is this: if you are gonna have that type of stuff in your music, make sure you can't be traced back to anything like that.
Well, yeah, that's what. So, but it just don't detail it in that level with that level of specificity.
No, but if the slippery slope we're using lyrics is. You might not have been that might have been all fabrication. Like this, I write a movie. I write Terminator 2. It's a violent movie, right? I write a song. It's a violent song. You wouldn't come against me 5 years later as the writer of Terminator 2.
No,
but so I should be given that same creative freedom as a musician.
But what crime happened as a part of so we're talking about crimes that actually happened. I just robbed this dude. I'm saying his name. I'm saying I did it. I'm
but the slippery slope is I could be just making it up.
But the robbery actually happened.
So now let's think. So even better. I'm a rapper. my homeboys do whatever they do, but I don't. You know, I'm like a Kendrick Lamar. I got homeboys that do some crazy shit, but I don't. And I rap a story rap. I'm just telling a story. Like Biggie, I got a story to tell. But now one of my homeboys did it. You know what I'm saying? Did something similar to that.
Right.
Nothing to do with me, on his own independence. But now they're gonna be like, well, we seen you on video with such and such. He's rapping something that sounds very similar to what you did. The two could be mutually exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Like Snoop Dogg, remember Murder Was the Case? That song has nothing to do with him actually being on trial for murder.
It don't?
I think the song was out. I think the song was out before.
I thought it came out.
No, because that song was on his debut album. He was already famous when he was on trial. Remember, he got arrested at the MTV Awards.
Right.
So the song was already made and out pressed on CD, and then I think it's him and his bodyguard that got into an altercation or whatever like that. So, but they would have, if it was possible, they would have tried to use those lyrics against them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You could be like, yo, I recorded this on such and such date. The thing happened. They're gonna be like, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? These are your lyrics. So,
well, I mean, if you could prove that, I mean, the timing of it, then
that's what makes it hard. That's what makes it tricky. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're bringing up stuff from people's past, or even like this is a extreme situation, but we never thought that sexual abuse crimes would have a no statute of limitation window of a year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now we're going to start using like puffy lyrics, you know what I'm saying, against to try to prove something he did 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? He's on I'm Fucking You Tonight with Biggie and R. Kelly. We can't start, you know what I mean? Like, that's a little crazy if we're going to use his lyrics, him being on that song and him producing that song.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a slippery slope, like many things. Yeah, but again,
don't be so stupid.
Yes, I mean that's just.
I know me and you both did something, and now if you see me go to the studio and start rapping, I'll be like, nigga, that song ain't coming out. We ain't dropping that. Like, it can't happen, bro. Like, yeah, you got to be smarter with the way you move now. And as rappers, you have to know you don't have the same freedom as a dude who writes movies.
There you go.
You don't have you don't have the same freedom as a dude who makes country western music. It's just not how the world is right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, your job keeps an air of violence around it, and it keeps a police presence around it, and you got to be aware of that. You know what I mean?
Hip-hop police are real.
It's not a thing. Yo, one more. Respect and speculation, man. This one, I kind of just came up on, but I was like, it's an interesting story, man, because, you know, we both rock with MMA. We both fans of the UFC. There's a UFC fighter. His name is Ian Machado Garry, and he's married. He got a kid. And he kind of became the target of Sean Strickland.
That name sounds familiar.
Oh, he's the dude that gave Israel Adesanya the business in that last fight.
Oh, okay, yes. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's the new champ or whatever. And I heard about this, and I'm like, all right, maybe they about to fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this was out of pressure, because he got disrespectful. Started talking about Ian Garry's wife. Now, he got on live and he started talking about it. I'm going to give you a little backstory. Ian Garry's wife is a little bit older than him. Ian Garry, I think, is like 26 and she's in her 40s.
Okay.
She's also wrote a book, and I want to get the year right. Let me see. 2010.
Okay.
It is called How to Be a Wag. Are you familiar with the term wag?
Nah.
Wife and girlfriends. It means like of athletes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think might have been a TV show about it.
So how to be a wag of athletes, or
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think when they use the term wag, it's in reference to athletes.
Got you.
So yeah, How to Be a Wag, written in 2010. So it looks a little weird. It looks like she wrote this book. She bagged herself up a young athlete on the rise and got pregnant by him. You know what I mean? It's looking crazy. Now, Sean Strickland this is where Sean Strickland comes in. He goes, "Hey guys, I never talk shit.
I never talk about anybody's spouses, but this shit ain't right. It ain't fucking right. I gotta talk about it. Ian Garry, I remember when I met you, dude. It was in New York. You were this fine ass girl. She had the little nipple coverings. We all fucking seen it, right? Everybody fucking seen it. But I remember thinking to myself, there ain't something right about that girl. There's something about that woman that ain't fucking right. The way she walked, the way she looked, the way she talked, I knew it. Now I'm finding out you're 26, she's fucking 40, the ex-fucking husband lives with you, you took the last name, motherfucker, she wrote a book on how to be a wag. I didn't know what a wag was until now, dude. This shit ain't right, dude. She's a succubus. You gotta run away, bro. Hot girls are a dime a dozen. We'll get you one. We'll get you ring girls. We'll get you two at the same time, bro. You gotta pull the ripcord, man. It ain't fucking right, my friend. You gotta pull that fucking ripcord. I'm here for you. They're making news here for you. Do the right thing.
And they're not fighting?
They're not fighting. I was like, yo, they must be. Maybe I don't even think they're in the same division. They're in the same weight class.
Damn. So the ex-husband lives with them?
So the wife spoke out. The wife, I'll show you. She's not a bad looker. Not a bad looker. I'm gonna check her out. That's her. I think she works in television.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not a bad looking lady.
Definitely
you know what I mean?
not.
Got that milfy quality about her.
Certainly.
She came out and she was like, all right, cool. Now, this is where I think they kind of messed up because you can't give them too much response when you respond to shit. And she goes, she denied that the ex-husband lives with them, but the ex-husband is Ian Garry's nutritionist.
Okay.
So it's weird. It's a little weird just to start out with.
That's crazy, but okay.
Also, I think that he did take her last name, which is the ex-husband's last name. She never changed her last name, right? Now, but listen. The logic behind it is he has a kid with her, and he didn't want the kid to have a different last name and then feel like stepbrother, kind of half brother type of thing. He wanted it all to be like you know what I mean? Y'all are the same. So I don't know if I would have went that route.
I respect her. Yeah. I can't even get mad at that.
So she came back and she said, I wrote a book called How to Be a Wag. Now that statement itself is a bit of a stretch. I can hardly call myself an author of an 11-page Audible-only satire story that was written in 2010.
Oh, so it's only 11 pages?
And it's an Audible thing. You ever like one of them like Amazon books that anybody, you know what I mean, can publish?
Yeah.
But most people ain't gonna go read the book. They just gonna see the cover and run with the story. You know what I'm saying? Now, context is key. This is back to her quote. Context is key because that was during the FIFA World Cup when I was working with OK Magazine and various different gossip magazines. We were creating this hilarious satire. Look at wives and girlfriends in football. That's what WAG stands for. It has nothing to do with age, and I wasn't 40 then, was I? If you want to call me an author for that, sweet. I think of it more of a lighthearted podcast, but it was well ahead of my time. The satirical look is, if you listen to it, really silly. Anyone who takes that as fact completely missed the mark. Lo and behold, sarcasm isn't taken well, especially with an American audience. See, I think she's trying to get a little jab in there, like we don't.
So she's not American?
No, I think she's got like an English accent. I believe it. Some bullshit things people are saying. Have been saying that my ex-husband lives with us. No, he doesn't. No, he never has. You're completely making that up. Long story short, she goes on. So Ian Garry now comes out talking about he might sue you. He might sue Sean Strickland. He comes out because Sean Strickland released the messages saying you're just making that up, inventing it completely. Excuse me. He said, and if you choose to continue to spread it without knowing from the source excuse me. Let me try this again. And if you choose to continue to spread it, knowing from the source is not true, then you're partaking in harassment and defamation of character. Smart move would be to take it down. And then Sean Strickland just went off. He's like, you're going to sue me, motherfucker. I ain't lying. He's like, you are 26. She is 40. She wrote a fucking book on how to be old and with a young athlete. I ain't fucking lying, bro. This is factual. They go on. It goes back and forth. Respect or speculation. I got a little speculation. I'll speak up on this one. I don't, unless you fighting. If you was fighting, it's fair game. Bring it up, bro. Sell the fight. But why would you care so much about another dude's relationship like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't give it. And if you was really friends, this ain't the way you gonna go about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see me in a fucked up.
They have to have a history.
Sometimes I gotta be going on behind the scenes. Why would you just? It's crazy, bro. Yeah, or maybe something happened that we don't know about, or something like that. But like, it seems a little weird. Like. Even as my friend.
That's very personal.
I've had close friends that have been in fucked up relationships. Like, you see me in a fucked up relationship. You kind of, like, you concerned, but you can only be in it but so much. You ain't going to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, bro. But also have speculation for suing people in the fight game. I think Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis, when their last fight was coming up, Dylan Dennis said a lot of things about Logan's fiance. She has dated some celebrities in the past, and he kind of like made it real hyperbolic, like she done been around the industry and everything. And he released some videos that they want to sue him for. That they said like you got that through illegal means. We didn't put that out for the public to see. Of her just talking shit. But basically like I think that's corny in the fight game. One, because Dylan Dennis really sold that fight. I don't think anyone really cared about the fight before Dylan Dennis started doing that in the Logan Paul situation. But it's like let people talk shit.
So he really sued him?
I think they are still in the process of doing it. But I mean, Dylan Dennis lost the fight. He got his ass whooped. He barely did anything in the fight. But I'm like, leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? To add this now, you
get
talk
your
shit about
revenge
me.
in the ring.
Yeah, exactly. Like to add this, we want to be litigious. Part of it is a little much, but I can also see if Sean Strickland's like, yo, we was fighting, cool. We ain't got nothing on the books. Like, what we talking about here?
So I think once you start to involve like wife, now that's just a completely different ball game. And so I don't know these people's situation, but maybe in terms of the litigation piece, they felt they had to do that, to protect their woman's name, make their woman feel better. Ian Garry and Strickland, they're not going to fight. So, I mean, it just would have been, if he ends up suing him, he'll never be able to get any type of revenge against him unless he sues him.
Or goes down a weight class or whatever just to do that.
And then Logan Paul's situation, I guess he just could have waited till they got in the ring and did what he did. But I don't know. Yeah.
I think Logan Paul's situation was that Dylan Dennis was taking it to that point where he was trolling really good. It was like niggas was like, we didn't know you was this good with the keyboard, bro. This is next level. Like his followers went.
You could quit your day job in MMA and do this shit.
I'm quite sure he didn't have 1 million followers before that on X, and now he does now. Speaking of Dylan Dennis, he decided he wanted to get into discourse and released a text message with Ian Garry's wife from 2018, I believe.
Saying what?
So basically, she you can't see where the conversation started, but the first thing you see from her are like the praying hands, like thank you kind of. He goes, "Where are you from?" She goes, "England, but half Brazilian." And she goes, "How are you today?"
Damn, she even sexier now.
He goes, Brazilian chick with an English accent. That is crazy. He goes, "Very cool, doing great. Where do you live?" Right, and then you can see there's more underneath. So then he goes, the next, like a couple hours later, he goes, "Should I release the rest?" And let me go check it now, because Dylan Dennis, let me just check my guy.
Oh, this dude is good.
But he ain't got nothing to do with this, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just gonna inject himself into some shit going on.
He's smart, man. He know going viral get you some bucks.
Oh, it already has for him. Nah, he hasn't put anything else out. That was the last thing he did he left it at that. But that's corny too. Like, that's another thing that I think I see a weird trend of, like, trying to wife shame. Dudes are acting real feminine nowadays, in my opinion. Like, it used to be that you used to be worried as a male artist or a male celebrity that you might do some dirt or something from your past might come up. Now as a female, you got to be worried about that, because people are going to bring up 2018. People are going to bring shit before you met your husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, what that got to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? And if you're not in the fight game, if you're in the fight game, it's fair game. But it's like, you just happen to marry somebody. You just happen to fall in love with someone that happen to be in this dirty sport. I think that's a little corny. But
I think personally, wife and kids should be, off the table. Let's, keep it between us.
Jay-Z Nas, I think that changed the game. That was like the 9/11 of dissing like people's wives and ex with baby mamas. For real, I think it was fair game to anybody. I feel like I'm trying to think. Never really seen people like it's the real WWF now. Remind me of like Macho Man and Elizabeth. Like, people always used to try to come at Elizabeth or say some funny you know what I'm saying? That's and that was the only place you really seen someone be that bold.
What do you think, was Elizabeth really his woman in real life?
I think she was for a certain amount of time. I think she was with Lex Luger when she died.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think he moved on by that point. I think they broke up while he was still like pretty popular.
But they were together for.
I think that was his woman at one point. Okay. Yeah. And then they just had to. I think they might have even kept it going after they weren't together anymore, but just the persona. But yeah, it's I'm happy though because the UFC is turning into that part of the WWF because they're realizing you have to have personality to sell fights. Yeah, you can't. It's like the talent can do it. I didn't know who the fuck Ian Garry was. And supposedly he's mad talented. I didn't know who the fuck he was before this.
Yeah, like, some fighters don't. They don't
promote.
Right.
They don't know how to do the social media game. You know what I mean? It takes talent. It takes a certain personality. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be able to do it. And the Israel Adesanyas are seeing it. Obviously, the Conor changed the game of everything with that. So it's just like they're saying you have to have.
Well,
something.
if you want the big bucks, like you don't technically have to, but if you want to get paid, you need to.
Or skip the line.
Because
it's not like UFC has a real ranking system.
No, they don't.
Like
you
that.
could be 8 and get that title fight.
Exactly. You just have to have
the buzz is big enough.
Yep, exactly. Or your last fight, you could lose a fight and still go up. You know what I'm saying? So, it's gonna be interesting to see, man. But let's move on, Spec, man. My guy Spec's in the building. There's been some stuff happening in the past couple of weeks. I just want to get your opinion of it. We call this catching up with Spec. Sean P. Diddy Combs. I alluded to it earlier, man. He's been going through some things. The Cassie case happened. Mm-hmm. I think the last episode we did, and then as soon as you left, he settled it. Soon as you left, I had to go back and record something to talk about it. But now the latest thing there were 2 new allegations. I spoke about them on the last episode. Both dating back from the 90s. Not looking great. And we saw Sean P. Diddy Combs steps down temporarily as Revolt chairman amid sexual abuse allegations.
Damn, I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, stepped down as the chairman. I believe he owns the station, the channel, right? If I'm not.
I thought he did.
Yeah, so I think he's just stepping down from the board, which they said he actually had no operational or day-to-day role at the network. But they kind of want to separate themselves from it because they don't see exactly where it's going. But that's big because that's big, his company. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You think this is because of the De Leon lawsuit? You think this is all like, yo, they was... You want to fuck with us? we got some dirt on you, Diddy. Like, he pissed somebody off this year, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Obviously, the Cassie situation, that opened up the door. I mean, because once he settled... See, had he not settled, you probably wouldn't have seen those other ones come down the pipeline.
Which is crazy, because if he would have waited a week, the deadline was over. But he didn't want to wait a week of how much shit was going to come out. We didn't even really hit the tip of the iceberg.
I didn't even think about that. His lawyers, they ain't giving him the good strategy. He should have waited.
He should have, but we heard some bad stuff. Like, we didn't even talk about the freak offs. So whatever the freak offs is, like, I guess when he would have other dudes come to, like, mess with Cassie.
I mean, I heard about that.
Yeah. I didn't know she had a name. Like, what the fuck? But it's just like that. Nah, but the other shit is crazy. Like the Aaron Hall story from the new allegation is the lady.
I didn't hear nothing about the new one.
Okay, so there was 2 of them. One of them was a young lady named Joy Dickerson said she went out on a date with P. Diddy. I don't know, at some point she feels like she was drugged on the date. They went back to his apartment and she said that sexual assault happened.
I believe that was very common back then in the 90s and in the 80s.
What is it, drugging? What do you think he drugged? Well, not that you think. Yeah, I'm not saying that you saying that. I'm
even the 2000s rappers talking about slipping mollies and all that. You don't think they was doing that shit in the 80s and the 90s? Hell yeah. Big time.
Those are the allegations. I mean, we're not saying that. Yeah. I want to just make that clear. But that was the allegations that he's facing. Also, so then the other one was, I think, a young lady said her and her friend went back with Aaron Hall and P. Diddy after a show of some sort. He was Puff Daddy back then. Aaron Hall was messing with the other girl, and then they kind of coerced her to mess with Puff Daddy. I don't know what that means. But she basically said she didn't really want to, but she didn't say that was it. But then she said Aaron Hall then came in afterwards and forced himself upon her. And then she found out that, I guess, like, Puff Daddy went to the other room that she alleges and did something to her friend. And then said a few days after that he came to her apartment in kind of like a way to like intimidate her and actually physically assaulted her.
Oh, damn.
To not speak about what happened. These are her allegations. Once again, none of this has been proven or not proven in a court of law. So we definitely want to let the legal system play out. But those are the allegations he's facing, and I mean that's messy. But it's. Did you see the Aaron Hall like clips that have been coming out? Oh, you didn't even know about the Aaron Hall thing. So it's if I could find it, man, I don't even want to. Hold on, because basically, what all this has caused is a lot of like old footage of just Diddy. Like the week of the Cassie thing, a lot of people were just pulling up old footage of Diddy and Cassie. Like, oh wait, we thought this was joking around. What was really happening there? I guess there was sometimes she had a busted lip or something like that. So now people are just going crazy on the internet because like they just pulling up pictures of Diddy with little kids talking about, yo, what's going on here? Like, don't you know what I mean? They just making it as crazy as they could make it.
I'm a fucking to death. I like the fucking public, you feel me?
Yeah.
So niggas can't say nothing about it. Them square ass niggas, them precious cake little dick niggas.
Yeah.
I like for them niggas to see how I fuck. Like if you speak to Jodeci or Puffy or any of them niggas, they been at my house. They all see me fuck. They all know I'm a big nigga.
Yeah.
If a bitch
I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I don't get it, bro. Like on camera, like on Vlad. I don't know if they got him drunk. I don't know what it is. He's in his zone, bro. He going crazy. Like he got one they got on here.
So obviously, like he's one of the people Vlad pays to do interviews.
I think that might have been a one-off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he was letting it go. Like this one's titled Aaron Hall. I took her and fucked her. Like, bro, that's just not great when you facing allegations. Like to just have this and you just talking clear as day on an interview. Like now the one, it's ironic that Vlad TV keep coming up and to bite niggas in the ass. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I don't know how. Nah, I gotta give Vlad his props. How you get people so comfortable to just want to just open up on a fucking?
I don't know.
That's crazy. You are Oprah Winfrey mixed with Barbara Walters. How do you just get people to just be that shit can just come back and just be used against them? That's nuts, bro. Nah, that was something we definitely want to talk about. Excuse me. Next up, Josh Giddey. Of the Oklahoma City Thunder. I had spoke about it on a previous episode. One thing that has come out, if you don't know, Josh Giddey was being accused, or at least being investigated of possibly having a relationship with a girl that was underage. I spoke about it on a previous episode. Now, I thought that it had happened in Oklahoma City, but I guess it had happened in California.
Okay.
That's where the young lady resides. But it said that the girl and her family won't cooperate with the probe of NBA star Josh Giddey. They won't cooperate with the Newport Beach Police Department's investigation.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Police opened an investigation after social media posts alleged the 21-year-old star had a romantic relationship with a girl who was 15 or 16 at the time. Age of consent in California is actually 18. So you know everybody does a podcast nowadays. Mm-hmm. Andrew Bogut. Remember Andrew Bogut? Yeah. He has a podcast where he's kind of talking on it, and I'll let you listen to what he says, and we'll take it from there.
If I'm wrong, I'll come back and apologize. I think the girl was younger. From what I understand is the girl in question has lied about her age and said that she was of age at the time. This has also happened, I think, over a year ago now. I don't think this is something that's happened recently, much to people thinking on social media it has. And it's just hard to give proper comment on this until this plays out. Now, OKC have been aware of this from what I'm told for the last year. They've known about it. But on the flip side, I don't think they can do anything, even if there was, some smoke to this fire, until there's formal charges, I think, as per the CBA, so they can't just.
Yeah, I mean, she would have had to, because it wasn't nothing he was trying to. As an adult, you can't just. And he took pictures with her. He took
it to the club, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, so I believe she lied about her age.
He has a video where he's like talking to her brother. Like he said, it's like a video, like a video message to like her brother. It just seems like he'd be the dumbest person on earth to be this outward openly.
Now people are dumb, but
and people are pedophiles. Now, but doesn't mean that he is.
Right.
He might be more on the dumb side.
I believe she lied about her age.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't look 15 from the picture.
She looks like a social media influencer, like the typical look that they would be doing. And I'd have to imagine that the average 15, 16-year-old girl nowadays is being influenced by what adult influencers are looking like and trying. So I can see her attempting to have that look. Now, may there have been some mannerisms and signs that maybe this isn't a... I mean, maybe he really thought she was 18. That could be true. Like, he didn't think like she was a 21-year-old woman, but he didn't think she was illegal, possibly, either. But also, like, it makes sense. It all makes sense why he was allowed to play, why he kind of just was like...
I'm more curious in terms of, like, when they said the parents aren't even cooperating, like, so did Josh Giddey open up that wallet? Like,
I think on the other side of it, I think he called his lawyers and was like, yo, we have proof that your daughter lied about her age. Like, that's a crime.
Oh, is it?
For her to lie about her age?
Yeah,
that's a crime. So, yeah. I don't think she could be tried as an adult, but I think, because obviously kids are kids, but that's not legal. It can't be. That's like entrapment.
You mean like in a situation where there was like sex involved and all of that stuff?
Which she posted
I fucked Josh Giddey.
I did, exactly.
Yeah, no, I thought you was just meaning in general you can't lie about your age, but
no,
but you mean in this situation,
that's what To Catch a Predator is. Yeah, but if you let him under false pretenses to believe that this was on the up and up,
I didn't know that she could be charged for that.
Maybe I made that up. Now you got me. That has to be. Well, that's fucked up if it's not.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, there should be some That's crazy. We got
no. Sorry, that's not what I was saying. I'm not saying that she could be arrested for it. I think he can sue her family for it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even more. That's like, whoa, okay.
But I don't think she could. I don't think they could put her, like, press charges against her because one, she's a minor. That's just what kids do. You know what I mean?
But I didn't. That's
like
crazy.
calling 911 though. You know, as a kid, you're like, yo, this kid obviously doesn't know better, but we can't just let you keep calling 911 and, you know, somebody has to pay a fine or some shit at some point. You know what I mean? Like, I think if he wanted to take legal action, he can't take it against her, but he can take it against her parents because, like, yo, this is on your watch.
I mean, they probably, maybe there was no real case because she clearly lied about her age, and then so at that point, as a parent, do you really want to, especially if you know there's no win at the end of this, do you want to put yourself, your family through, because it will be, not that it will be televised, but it's going to continue versus, okay, let's squash this. In 2 weeks, nobody going to be talking about it versus have it just keep going on and on.
If you're a halfway decent person, because that girl's name was online, that girl's picture on her social media and everything was online. I'm not posting it. I'm not putting it up because this is an underage girl. She's minor. But if you have any kind of like sympathy as a person, if you know your daughter lied, like maybe she even admitted, like, Mom, I fucked up. I shouldn't. You're not gonna push this to
no, there's no point.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, like I get it. She like you're like, yo, please don't get her in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing, because it's like, and because that's fucked up his reputation. Like that's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like that's bad, and that's always gonna follow him. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw a post today. He got posted by LeBron, and everybody's like, LeBron gets revenge for underage girl. I'm like, I didn't know who this nigga was 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So
that will definitely follow him, because I seen him on the court yesterday. I'm like, oh, he's playing, and then it immediately went into my, like, I'm looking at fans, seeing if they're looking at him, and then like, oh, they seeing two fans, oh, they talking about him right now. Like, so certainly gonna follow him.
But I'll say this, and we say it all the time here. If he's innocent, or if it comes out that he hasn't done anything on the wrong, you know what I mean, give him apologies. Like, how'd you feel about, I don't know, Des Bryant coming at, like,
said Des Bryant?
Yeah, he's like, where the fuck Des Bryant coming at? That's what everyone said. He was coming at Malika Andrews. Basically, I'll read you his tweet. Malika Andrews, you went out of your way to crucify Brandon Miller on draft day over something he didn't even do. backstory. She brought up, I think, some type of crime. I think he gave somebody a gun that was used in a crime.
Oh, okay.
Or handed him a gun or whatever. Why haven't you said anything about Josh Giddey? I advise you not to make this a black or white thing. Your parents really raised you wrong. And just because you went to a private school don't make you better. You appeal, and I know you're kind. You just a puppet. I don't know how a former or current NBA player could sit there across from you and look at you with some kind of respect. Why are you so mad? That's Brian. How does that woman on TV talking about basketball make you that mad?
Damn, I mean,
I know there's a thing about her that there's what's the like,
oh, is there? I didn't.
There's a thing that people say because remember I think she went hard with Stephen A. Smith. They got into like a back and forth over the Emi Udoka situation, and I guess people were like, "Yo, why is she going so hard at a black dude or whatever, or a dude or whatever?" I don't know, but I know she got slack. She got flack for that. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't think. I remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't think she really did or said. I thought she was just speaking up for women. Or
that's what it. I think that's what it was. That's what her point was. But her and Stephen A. even came to her defense against Des Bryant. He was like, "Yo, that's uncalled for, bro. Like that's mad extra. You bringing up her parents and everything." He's like, "Even me and her had our little thing. We got over it. She apologized. We moved on. You know what I'm saying? Like so." That's some like anger towards women type shit. Like that's wild, Des Bryant. Like I don't get that. Like this is the thing you could be like, yo, why you ain't talking about it? But Stephen A. was like, why would we talk about something that's an open investigation? Which to their point, what could they say?
And we don't. If nothing came from it, whereas the other case you took, was it proven that kid gave the other dude the gun?
I think he was, but he wasn't like arrested. He wasn't. Nobody followed up. But I think that's the way the story goes. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know how he got. I don't know the full details on the Brandon Miller situation, but I think the slack was, why would you bring that up on draft night? And I think the Stephen A.
Oh,
was
she
like,
brought it up. Okay, yeah, no, so she. Yeah, that's wild.
She asked Adrian Wojnarowski a question about it or something like that on draft night. I don't think she brought it up to the kid, to Brandon Miller. I think.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
But people are like, why would you bring that up? Because you're gonna lower his stock.
I wouldn't do that. That's not. I feel
but one doesn't have anything to do with. You can't tie that to why she's not talking about Josh Giddey, because I don't watch the
no, I don't think one thing has anything to do with it.
She might have had a lapse of judgment in that situation, and who knows what her motivation was in the Emi Udoka situation. But I feel like to try to connect this all to make some type of narrative, because you seen the joint I sent you where it was like, oh, she has a white fiance, and so the narrative is like she only attacks black players and black athletes and da da da. But it's just like that was corny. In my opinion, I don't condone that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't watch the show she's on, so I don't know if they have a thing where they just be like, such and such today got arrested for da 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 da. This is an ongoing investigation. We'll speak about it as it goes on. I want to say they do. I feel like there was that player on.
I find it hard to believe that they didn't talk about Josh Giddey, but
but I don't think she like. So I don't know if she's the person that does that. You know what I'm saying? Like if. Well, there was a domestic violence situation between an NBA player and a former WNBA player not too long ago. I think he broke a collarbone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this happened in New York, but I think he plays for like, I want to say the Hawks or shit. Now look, I got to fact check over.
No, I ain't hear about that one.
Kevin Porter Jr. or Kevin Porter.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He plays for the Rockets, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was arrested for strangling his girlfriend, but she's a former WNBA player.
What's her name?
Kersey Gonzarick.
Oh, okay.
But basically, the point I was trying to make was I feel like she did talk about this situation when he got arrested. I don't know now if she spoke about it in depth. Mm-hmm. Malika Andrews, I'm talking about here. This is the girl that he. But she also came back a couple months later.
Oh, okay, I know who
she dropped all the charges though. She said there was no wrongdoing, and I guess there's like evidence. There's hotel camera evidence of something crazy going on. But yeah, I think he like broke a collarbone or some crazy shit like that, or allegedly somebody broke a collarbone. My point though is I think Malika Andrews, when he was arrested, reported that he got arrested. So I think some people are like, well, you could have spoke about the Josh Giddey. But to your point, I don't know if they did or not. I don't watch enough of that show to know.
Right.
They like you said, you find it hard to believe that it wasn't mentioned at all. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like But they got Sports Center for that. They got other shows that can do that. You don't necessarily need Malika Andrews to like tell her opinion on it. So I thought that was corny on Des Bryant part. But
Sure.
we'll see how it works out for Josh Giddey. Spec, catching up with Spec, man. This one was a wild one. Did you hear about the Chiefs blackface situation?
No.
Basically, a young kid was at a Chiefs game. Somebody wrote a Deadspin article where they show half of the kid's face. So basically, the kid's face was painted half red, half black. So this picture was posted on the Deadspin.
Oh. Nice. And what's the headlines there?
The NFL needs to speak out against Kansas City Chiefs fan in blackface, native headdress.
Nice.
So let me get you a picture of the kid's face. Like I said, the kid's face is painted half red, half black.
Just a bad angle.
I think that might have been what the cameraman had shown. Like he turned while he was on camera, and he just took a screenshot and went with it. But it actually fully looked like that. So then they was like, "Oh shit, why he got the Native American headdress on?" They picked the perfect kid for this. This kid's Native American.
Oh, nice.
This kid's name is Holden Armenta, and they're part of the Chumash tribe, hailing from California, and they used to live on a reservation.
Booyah!
Y'all can't be jumping to like conclusions with people. I'm all against blackface, but do your research, people. Like that's wild. Deadspin, like to even put something up there like that. I get it. You got to meet your deadlines, but do your research. That's why because they put that kid out there like that. The first thing I seen at the beginning of this week when I wrote that down to say we're going to talk about it on this podcast, it was like, yo, the Chiefs are still allowing motherfuckers to come in like this. Like, I don't think you're allowed to wear the headdress though. I think that's been outlawed.
Oh, really?
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think so. When they got rid of the Cleveland Indians came, they had to change it in the Guardians. The Redskins became the Commanders. I feel like they said you can't bring the headdress in no more. The Chiefs, they were trying to get rid of their name, but they were like
maybe unless you can show that you're a part of a tribe, then I guess I don't know.
That's true, because if you are, how could they tell you if you?
Because I feel like those like Native Americans, I don't want to say they have like tribal ID cards or some shit, but
they might. I mean,
I feel like this. Yeah.
I don't know enough about it, but I just thought that was crazy that they definitely try to come at that kid. They owe that kid an apology. You know what I mean? Like that's mad extra. But real quick before we get up out of here, Spec, I got a couple more, like 2 more things I want to talk to you about. Have you heard? Remember that? That's my favorite segment I like to do here. I bring things to the table and I see if my guy Spec has heard. Spec, I know you seen this, man. I know you heard. T.I. and his son got into a bit of a dispute. At that same, I was showing you the Ludacris video at the Atlanta Falcons game. Yep. At that same game, T.I. brought the Falcons out of the tunnel, I believe, and he was either in the box with his family. And him and his son, I think his son was on live, and his son was...
So that happened at the game?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was at the game.
They was at the game. They was going on, but they're in the box or whatever.
Right.
And it was basically, King Harris just talking his talk, you know what I mean? And I don't know if he... See, I think King Harris is the outspoken one of the family. Yeah, I think that's why he's out of all the kids, he kind of the biggest celebrity out of all the kids. Because they have a lot of kids, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
they've all been on TV. Yeah, so I think his outspokenness...
He's always been like just the, there's always a wild one.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of years, too, he was the, like, for lack of a better term, like the kid say the darndest thing kid. He was like, he said some funny shit. And now it just ain't cute no more because you're, what is he, 20 now?
He's grown. I mean,
yeah. Oh, I think they said his age.
19?
Yeah, he's like 19 years old. So it's like it's not as cute anymore, probably, as it was when you were like 10. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To just be saying random crazy, I stand on business. You seen the video? You need to watch the video?
I seen the video.
Okay, so you seen it. Yeah, it's like, I think T.I. just was like, I'm fed up, nigga. Like, what up? Like,
y'all know me. You know I stand on business. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? No, ain't no joking. Ain't no joking. What do you mean?
You are embarrassing yourself.
You embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. Man, what is you talking about? Get off me, man, get off me, Well, you can't do nothing with me. Ain't shit you can do with me.
Yo, I can't.
You're spoon fed, unappreciative.
But and then also it's like, where does this appreciation of like I'm trying to be? It's like the Tarantino thing we seen a couple weeks ago when it was Michael Irvin's son.
Yeah.
It's like, yo,
tough guy, man.
Y'all come from good means. Like, what is this? Like, I mean, I'm not gonna front like I know what it is. You want to keep up with the gangsters because people want to use that against you. But we also know you. You know what I mean? Like, once we know who your parents are,
right? It's just like
embrace it at that point. Like, come on, bro. It don't mean you soft because you came from money, and I think that's the thing that.
But they have a hard time as children rationalizing that. Oh, like, and so they feel they got to be real extra now.
He's in the video. He's like, "Yo, I was in the neighborhood. I didn't want to be in behind the gate and in the mansion." Like, it just sounds crazy. And I think, yeah, T.I. is just like, enough is enough. Like, I gotta throw this kid in the fiend. Like, I gotta throw him in the headlock. I wish it didn't happen on social media though.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing. That's the, and that might be on King, because I think he was on one on live. Like, you got to turn the cameras off. America, that could have just been all those people in that room, and it still would have been extra and probably embarrassing for King. But America don't need to see all that. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt because it's father and son. You know what I mean? It really do hurt. And I think it was the wrong week to mess with T.I.
Oh, because then he had that club situation.
Yeah, they tried to put his photo of him and King Harris as if he was going to be there, as if they was going to be at the party. And they didn't know T.I. was going to show up.
He did show up.
Showed up.
Until then, ain't nothing going. Ain't nobody getting nothing going. Nothing. Call who you need to call. Do what you need to do. Ain't nothing happening. No money, no beers, no partying, no sections, nothing. You put me and mine on a motherfucking flyer, nigga, give me everything. And if you can't, don't play with me. I don't know if y'all from here, but nigga, don't play with me in this city. It's my motherfucking city. Don't play with me in this city.
And shut it down. Said, ain't none of this going down. Fuck all the bullshit, man. Like, nah, y'all ain't gonna be putting my name. And as someone who's experienced my name being on flyers that I didn't approve of, that shit is
oh,
my
no,
name
because they gonna make a bag off your name. And if
then,
you ain't paying me.
And you the one that they all go at T.I. at whatever his social media handle is. When you don't show up, oh, you a fuckboy, da-da-da, wait, da-da-da, oh, T.I., we seen you on da-da-da, but you ain't show up here, like, and you forgot about the hood, and it's like, I get why that's a lot, right. You know what I'm saying, so I 100% get, this wasn't the week to mess with, there's some weeks to mess with T.I., this wasn't the week, you know what I'm saying. Spec, have you heard, I'm not sure if we spoke about it on here, but Andre 3000 dropped an album, flute, playing the flute, no bars, a lot of people had jokes, a lot of people they was in their feelings about it. Like, come on, Andre, you gonna make us wait this long? You got an album. I respected the fact that he told us about it before it dropped, because I felt like he could have got free spins. But even despite telling people about it, and so that they knew what to expect, he has outsold the first week sales of a couple of people this year. I could give you some names.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's doing good.
Well, you tell me. He did 24K. And I guess also I heard this. I don't know how true this is. Don't quote me on this. But I heard that to get what counts as a sale in the streaming capacity, someone has to listen 10 times. So 10 plays counts as a one stream. Yeah. So exactly, or a sale. Okay. So to speak. Yeah. No, I think one listen counts as a stream. I believe. I don't know how that pays out per whatever, but I know that for an album to be called a sale, it has to get 10 listens. Okay. So I don't know how full songs
or you have to listen to 10 tracks.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. But I think from what I was explaining to me, I think the full album has to get out. So let's say I only listen to 8 songs, but you listen to the other 5. Now that counts as one, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Like, so we get into the logistics of it. So basically, I'll give you just to get an example. He did 24,000 first week. Nas did 17,000. Mm-hmm. Logic did 18,000. Lil TJ 22,000, which is close. Ice Spice, pretty famous, pretty popular, 15,000. ESTG 17,000. Lil Wayne, 19,000. Kodak Black, 23. I think Kodak Black was the closest. Macklemore, 22. French Montana, 21K. So, I mean, I feel like this post was honestly...
All these people recently drop albums?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think those are some of... I think some of them are from this year.
Yeah,
Nas,
some of them are.
Obviously Ice Spice. I think the Lil Wayne stat is from the project he dropped this year. Before the Four or something like that, I think it's called. But you could have did that probably with a lot of artists. You didn't just have to pick rap albums. But I think they were making it a point.
Yeah, that he's
a rapper going into a different genre, and he's outsold all these rappers by not even rapping. But that's surprising. I ain't gonna front. I haven't.
To be honest, I think it has more to do with flute album. What the fuck is that?
Give it a listen, like curiosity.
I need to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, more than anything else. I mean, unless Andre just knows something that people love flutes.
Also, Outkast went diamond, right? That's what? That's 10 million?
10 million.
So 10 million people bought one of your albums. You're pretty famous.
Oh, yeah.
So the cachet of you just releasing anything.
Yeah, I mean, if Jay-Z released a flute album, if Drake released a flute album,
but you got that much of an
think
audience.
Those are gonna flop?
Yeah,
no, they're
exactly.
not.
Your first week sales.
That's what it is. Yeah.
But I do want to give it a listen. I haven't got around to it yet because
I just completely forgot about it. But if I was chilling at the crib and Andre 3000, and I was in the mood to listen to, I would listen to it just to hear what the fuck a flute album is.
Shout out to Andre 3 Stacks. I mean, he's still. That shows that you're just successful in whatever the fuck you do, man. If you could change genres and, I mean, you know what I mean? Even Lil Wayne tried it and got ridiculed for it, you know what I mean? With the Rebirth, you know what I mean?
Oh, true.
So it's like, it's not an automatic layup. It's not like people just going to automatically be able to even understand what it is you're doing. So, much success, man. He doing numbers out here, you know what I mean?
Sir.
Spec, that's another episode in the books, my brother. Where can my people find you at on social media?
You can find me at www.
You can find your boy DJ Playboy. I was like surprised. Maybe he finally got one. You can find your boy DJ Playboy on X at DJ Playboy. You can find your man Plicker on Instagram at Plickapeezy, PLICCAPEEZY. You can find Perfect Talk Podcast on Instagram as well at Perfect Talk Radio. Check out the website, www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. That's what I thought you were going to say. But, check out the website. Everything we got going, 2023. We're going to have a whole lot of big things going on over there. I got some things on the way, so stay tuned. But, just make sure you check out the website and everything, DJ Playboy, www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, you know what I mean? Wherever your podcasts are found, we are on there. Especially YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Hit them notifications. Hit that subscribe button. Spec, tell them what to do with the like button.
Smash that like button, people.
You know how it's going down. And make sure you leave a comment too, man. We're going to get back to the comments, man. I appreciate everything everybody's been saying out there. And just, I feel the love, you know what I'm saying? I feel what's going on out there.
We love to hear what you got to say, people.
And like I said, I even love the ones that don't always agree with me, you know what I mean? It's all good. We don't always got to see eye to eye, but I appreciate you getting in the comments and actually letting me know how you feel, you know what I'm saying? Letting me know how I can improve this thing and let me know what you like about it. It's all about that. So make sure you hop in the comments. If you're listening traditionally podcast, make sure leave a review. The algorithm loves that. Let us know what you think of the podcast, and we're just gonna keep putting them out for you. Just keep dropping these episodes, man. Spec, it's that time of year, bro. You all done with your holiday shopping?
Nah.
I
just started.
You used to get out early though, right? It was a year.
Oh, that was a year. I was done by Black Friday.
Right? Yeah, okay. I didn't know if that was the wave that you was just on.
Nah, it was just that. It was a one-off.
Well, I think with Black Friday, that's not my thing to knock it all out. But what I try to do is get the big one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I have something big on my list.
But it's a deal. Sure. You know the deal might not be obviously around. So I'm going to tell you off camera because wifey might listen. Yeah, I mean, I don't want her to know. But definitely going to be a nice Christmas in the Bruno crib. But I got a lot more shopping to do. And then what I'm trying to do this year, too, is like thoughtful gifts. Like I'll give somebody a gift card because I'm like, if I know you like the store, you're going to be happy with the gift card. I don't think a gift card is a non-thoughtful gift, but I'm trying to give a little bit more thought to it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And really, even with my parents' gifts, I usually just buy my parents like a random T-shirt or, like a dad mug or something like that. I want to actually think about what they might use, you know what I'm saying? And make it real good. Because you only got so many Christmases left. You know what I mean? You gotta make them last. So you know, you know what I mean. And then with the kids, my kid is still at that believe in Santa age. So it's all about making it magical for the kids. You know what I mean? So that's the big one right there, man. But yo, we up out of here. It's Friday night where we at. Whatever night of the week, make it Friday where y'all at over there. And we just gonna go celebrate the rest of the night, man.
Yes, sir.
Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. We up out of here. Peace.